Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Painting with Harold Tonight Live. And can only pop in for a bit. Hey, Mick. Okay, sounds good, man. Glad you're here for a little bit, though. All right. Tonight, I'm just going to. Hey, Tim, how are you? I'm going to do this painting here from the very beginning, from the start, putting on the liquid white and everything. That way, some people that have trouble with the liquid white application might see this. Even if they miss it live, they may catch the stream. But after I shake my liquid white, I always end up with a good bit left in the cap. And what I do is I use that to thin the cap, load my brush up, and come up and just start rubbing it in pretty hard. And I try not to lift my brush off the canvas. Try to stay in constant contact with this canvas the whole time. That does a couple things. It gives you that thin, even coat. Plus, if you come up here and start swiping it on back and forth, it could sling liquid white everywhere. Not too bad. Bit cold here in Oz. I'm not sure where Oz is, Tim. All right, so I'm coming back up here. Get started again. Now, after you've gained some experience of putting this stuff on canvases, you can pretty much tell just by looking across the canvas at an angle if you got too much or not. And believe it or not, you can tell by the pull of your brush. Once you develop that feel for it, your canvas will feel different. And I know that sounds crazy, but it'll pick up a little drag in places where there's not enough. And then where there's plenty, it'll just start sliding real easy like. But now if you're not 100% sure, and you don't know if you got too much on there or not, you can always take a clean dry paper towel and just come across the top very lightly now. You don't want to get those little paper towel naps all on your canvas. Right down the bottom there. Adelaide. In Australia. Oh, man. Well, I'm glad you're joining us all the way from Australia, man. That is awesome. Welcome to the show. I hope you enjoy it. All right, I'll drop that brush over in the thinner bucket for now. I guess we'll give it a couple minutes here and see if anybody comes in before we start painting now. But if they don't hurry up, they're going to be watching this on the stream because I'm going to go ahead and start. But I'll give them a few minutes. I got asked today, or yesterday, or today. I don't remember. My days are so mixed up now. I got asked if I would do something on a beginner's type level, and I guess I could do that. I got a couple paintings already on my channel that kind of cater to a beginner, but as a YouTuber, I'm gonna try to satisfy my audience. So I will attempt to do something kind of simple that I feel like any beginner could do, and try to keep it simple and step by step along the way. Mick, you got to set up for tomorrow? How cold is it down there where you at, Tim? I didn't think it'd be cold nowhere this time of year. Where are you located? Been getting down to 0 overnight. Good grief. 12 through the day. Wow. Well, I am in the United States in a state called Mississippi. And it's been close to 100 here. With the humidity, it feels like 102 to 105, they said. And then we got a couple days coming up this next week. They said it may feel like 112. We're under a heat advisory, so it's pretty hot here. 118. Wow. We get that here in the summer. Well, this is our summer, Tim. We here in Mississippi, we usually hit summer about the time everybody else is having spring. And then we have winter about the time everybody's having fall. We have 2 seasons here in Mississippi. That's hot and cold. And it's only 2 seasons we got. We don't have no spring, summer, winter, none of that. It's either hot or cold. Nick, you got us set up for tomorrow? You got us a time and what we're going to paint? Well, you did say mountains and stuff, didn't you? Yeah. Waterfall. You did say that already. You near the river. Uh, I'm not near the river now, Tim. I moved about 12 years ago. Now, where I did live before I moved, I was right at the river. Uh, I used to bass fish up and down the Mississippi River a lot. I spent a lot of time on that river, a lot of time. Now I'm up close to the Tennessee River at the Tom Bigby and the Tennessee rivers. I moved up to northeast Mississippi. I will think finalize. Send you to okay. That'll work. Well, don't look like there's really going to be much of a crowd in here tonight. So I guess what we'll do is just paint. All right, the colors I'm going to use are titanium white, phthalo blue, alizarin crimson, dark sienna, Van Dyke brown, mountain mix, midnight black, sap green, cad yellow, yellow ochre, Indian yellow, and the evil bright red. Hey, Rod, what's happening, brother? And tonight's just going to be, like I said, a little simple paint that I think any beginner can do. And we'll just we'll jump right in. Try to make it quick. That way, it's not a 2-hour stream when people do get to see it later. I'm right near the ocean. Wow. I bet it's beautiful down there, Tim. All right, I'm gonna come right up here with a little bit of paint on my brush, and I'm just gonna kind of stain the canvas. Just wanna just kind of tint it just a little bit. I don't want a whole lot of color up here today. Don't really need a lot of color up here today for this paint. Just gonna just do just a little typical sky with the egg strokes like we always do. And let it get lighter as we go down. There's a hair on there. About like that. That's all we need for a sky today. Then I'll just come up here and just softly blend it out. About like so. Now I know we're going to have water in this paint, so I'm going to come down here, pick up just a little of the phthalo blue, tap it on the brush, come over here, start pulling it in from the side toward the middle, and let it get lighter as it goes up. Then grab a little bit more of the same color, phthalo blue. Come over here, do the same thing. From the bottom up, from the side in. Just pull it in and keep it as level as you can, because still water should lay flat. All right, now I'm gonna knock off some of this color again on my paper towel. Come right in here, start blending. I'm gonna blend from the light color down. That way we're not bringing the dark color up. About like so. Just softly blend it. And that should leave us that little area in the middle that looks like a little sheen of light going across the water. In case we need to utilize that. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. You never know. In this painting, I'm not really sure. I don't think it'll be too important today, but if it's there, it's there. All right, I'll knock a little bit more paint off this brush and hang on to it a few minutes. I got me a cold beverage tonight. I'm drinking Pepsi again. So if anybody else has got them a refreshing beverage, tell me what you're drinking tonight. All right, I'm going to take my knife now. I'm going to pull out just a little of this phthalo blue. And I'm going to get me a little of crimson. More crimson than blue. Because phthalo blue is a strong color. And we'll mix them together right here on the canvas. I'm looking for lavender color. Your granddaughter said she has painted with you as your wife. No, sir. My wife does not want to paint, Rod. She does absolutely not want to paint. I have asked her several times, and she said, no, painting is not her thing. All right, and I'm taking a little bit of that lavender we just made. I'll split it in half. I'm taking some of it and just toning it down with the white, just to get a different little flavor there, lighter color. Mine tried it once because I wanted her to. She cried. Oh, man. Did she cry because she did good, or did she cry because she thinks she did bad? She done amazing. Oh, that's great. So she was crying out of happiness. She couldn't make the trees like I did. Well, I hope you explained to her that takes a little time. Oh, no, not happiness. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, Rod. All right, I'm going to come over here now and pick me up just a tad bit of this Lizard Crimson. You did. Okay. Well, good. I'll send you a picture. Do that. I'm going to come right up here with this alizarin. And I just want to add a little flavor in my sky now. Across here. Just a little bit. It's not going to take much. Just a little. And this is, like I said, it's still a beginner painting. Just because I'm adding another color up here, don't make it any harder. You see, all I'm doing is just rubbing this alizarin crimson across there. That's all I'm doing. Nothing hard about that. Then we'll come in here and get the lighter color of the two purples I just made. And I'm just coming around that crimson I just put up here. Just like so. And then I'm going to come back into the darker color purple I made. And just bring it up here. And I'm just going to spread it around at random. I don't really, it ain't got to be all together. Just at random like that right there is fine. Now I know what you're thinking. Oh my God, what is he doing? Well, as my wife always says, you just got to trust the process. All right, now with this same brush, I'm going to come up here and I just want to start making round circles. Just like this. Just round circles everywhere with this brush. Everywhere. All the way down to my water line. Just making round circles. Mixing all them colors together. Yeah, just make a mess. Just mix them up. And then come across them and kind of blend this guy down again. Like so. Now you can see we got darker here, darker over there, lighter over there, red in here. I mean, it's just a mess. I mean, that's just a mess. But that's what we want right now. All right, now I'm going to hang on to that brush. Well, I'll go ahead and wash this one. I'll go ahead and wash that one. Dropping it thinner. Then I'm going to come over here and I am going to pick up a number 6 fan brush. Is that? Let's see if this is zoomed in. I'm going to focus in good enough. It should be. Whoops. All right, I'm going to come up here now and I'll grab me some white on my fan brush. I'm just going to pull it through on both sides. Now I want to take this fan brush and just come in here and just smash it and just wiggle it around, just all over the canvas. Just any kind of way you want to. I don't care what kind of shape you make. Just keep the brush moving. Just like so. Just like that. That's all you got to do. Now anybody can do that. Anybody. A beginner, somebody's been painting 40 years, it don't matter. Anybody can do that. All right, I'm going to come up here. I'm going to get just a little bit more paint. Then I'm going to come in on this side. And I'm just going to do the same thing. Just right under this cloud. Just move that brush around. Just keep it moving. Just like so. That's it. That's all we're doing. Now it can't get much easier than that. I mean, that's it. And then I'm gonna take that 2-inch brush we was holding on to. It had the blue on it from the sky and the water. I'm gonna come right up here in the bottom with just the top of that brush and real softly, come across here and just blend the bottom out real soft. And then I'm going to do the same down here on this other cloud we just made, real soft, just like so. And then I'll knock a little of this paint off. And then very, very, very softly come in here and just fluff it up. And when I say fluff it up, what I mean is come from the bottom and make just a little C shape. Now you want to do that with such a touch that you just barely touching that canvas. You can just barely feel them bristles touching. You come up here and do it too hard, and you're going to smear all that paint, and it's going to pull out and pull loose from the canvas. All right, I'm gonna have to back out on the desert scene, Nick. I don't know nothing about no desert. I've never painted a desert. I've never seen a desert. Yeah, right. All right. Very lightly now, with about the same amount of pressure. Same amount of pressure. Just lightly come across your clouds. Just real lightly. And it'll set them right down into the sky. And if you see some that's not looking the way you want them, you can just come up here and kind of move them just a little bit. Just tickle them. Or some people say hypnotize them. But just, kind of just tickle them a little bit. That's all there is to it. I mean, that's pretty effective clouds right there. Desert scenes are fun. And I'll say go-to painting. And your first go-to painting is what? Mountain Lake Tree Stand. Mountain Lake tree scene with or without a waterfall? Northern Lights is a close third without a waterfall. You're killing me, Nick. All right. Now I've got 3 2-inch brushes over here in my thinner, so I'm going to take a little time just to wash a couple of them. Won't take but a second. But now I think that's a real pretty sky. And like I said, even as a beginner, you can do this. I mean, you've seen what I did. I haven't done anything that anybody can't do. It's just that simple. All right, now I'm washing my brushes. Beat the devil out of them right quick. All right. I'll just lay that one there for now. I'll go ahead and wash another one right quick. I think what we'll do is add a couple mountains up here and put us in some trees and kind of, well, I'll tell you what we could do. Since it's a beginner painting. Yeah, I think we will. I got an idea. We'll do something here. I feel like is definitely a beginner type painting. All right, I'm gonna pick up my knife, and I'll come right up here to my mountain color, and we'll pull out just a little small roll. And this is just straight mountain mix. Then we'll come up here into this cloud right here, just at the bottom of it. Then we'll come just a little to the left. Now you can go a little to the right or to the left. You just don't want to put it right in the middle. It kind of kills the composition if you put something right in the middle. So I'll start just a little to the left, and I'll come up here and just start pulling me in a little mountain shape, about like so. Then I'll get a little more paint. I'll come right up here, kick out another little ridge right in here. And all you want to do is just keep you a good, clean outside line here. That's really all you're concerned with. You just want a good, clean outside line. Anything inside the body of it right now, you're not too concerned with, because we got a few things we're going to do in there yet, so you don't really have to worry about that too much. You just want, like I said, a good, clean outside line here. And then you can kind of just work your way on down. Kind of let your mountain just start fading off over here. Now, if you close to the end, which, that's another whole painting altogether. But if you're way out here at the end, kind of make sure your mountain kicks back up. If you're not going to have something go over the top of it. That way it don't lead your eye out of the painting. It kind of keeps your eye into it. Got you looking around, checking everything out. All right, pick up just a little more paint. Another little roll. Come right over here. And I'll come in here with another little peak. And just start bringing it down. About like so. All right. Then I'll pick up one of these dry brushes we got here that we just cleaned. Come up here and lay that brush flat and kind of work it out toward the end. And just start pulling that paint down and out. Just pull this paint straight out. You want to get as much of it out up here as you can, and not kill your outside line. And just pull it straight down and out. That's all you want to do. Just like so. Just pull it out and down. Not like that. That's all we're looking for. All right, then I'll knock a little of that color off my brush again. Then I'll come up here and just kind of tap around the bottom a little bit. Just kind of diffusing the bottom a little. About like so. Then just come up here and kind of blend the bottom out. About like that. About like so. And that'll give us a pretty good indication of a mountain range up there. I wish we had some folks in here that might have some questions about this time, but we don't have a crowd. So I guess if you catch the stream later and you're watching this after the live is over and you got any questions, you can do it in the comments, or you can you can message me, whatever, however you need to get in touch with me. You can just ask away, and I'll try to help all I can. All right, now I'm gonna come up here. I'm gonna get me a little roll of white. I'm gonna come down here and I'm gonna pull it out as flat as I can get it. And that is very key in highlighting mountains, is pulling this paint out as flat as you can get it. Hey Bobby, how you tonight, man? Then I'm gonna come up here and get just a drop. I mean, just a very small amount of that purple color we was using in the sky. And I'm gonna bring it over here in my white. And I just want to kind of marble mix them together. Just got home. Oh, you ain't missed nothing. We just painting a little simple painting tonight that just about any beginner can do. All right, now I'm gonna come up here, and I just want to start pulling this color down real easy. Just pulling it down real easy. And you can see when you get down a little further toward the bottom, it starts getting a little darker. Thank you, Bobby. Appreciate that. All right. Then I'll come up here and grab just a little more. I'll come up here at this peak. And I'll start pulling down right there. Just real lightly. This is just a baby touch. Such a very light touch. Just ever so lightly. Just barely pulling this paint. Just letting it break. That's all we're doing. Just letting it break. Now, when you first start up here at the top, pulling the color down, kind of have your knife off the canvas some. I mean, don't have your blade flat. Kind of pick it up a little bit and let that roll of paint touch. And when it touches, you just start pulling real lightly with that knife. And then the more paint you use, the more you drop that knife, and it'll just keep pulling right off, just ever so lightly, just like so. And we'll come over here and we'll do the same thing. We start pulling down, same way. Same way. Just let that paint break. Just like it. That's all you got to do. Now, I make it sound like that's easy, and I apologize for that because it's not. It's not that easy. It does take some practice. But now once you get the feel for that and you get to where you know how much pressure it takes and you start getting this paint to where it'll break for you, you'll see then that it's not that hard to do. I mean, it just takes getting that right feel. Because your blade's never actually touching. All that's touching is that little roll of paint. All right, now I'm gonna come back up here now, and we'll pick me up some more white. Clean white. I'm gonna bring it down. I'm gonna bring a little more of that color in. Then we'll come over here and get just a little bit of the mountain mix color that we used, and I'll bring it in, and then a very little bit of the blue. And I'm gonna marble mix all these colors right here together. Now I'm gonna use the little end of my knife, that little lip. I'm gonna come right up here behind this and just lightly add me in a little shadow down through here. Just put in some shadow wherever you got a highlight that you want to look raised up off the canvas. Just come in and give it a little highlight. I mean a little shadow, and it'll stand right up for you. All right, and I'm gonna come right here. You just want to pull these shadows in the opposite direction of your highlights. That's what creates that angle. And angles are real important in mountains. You gotta have them angles. Just like so. And if you don't feel like it's enough, you can always get you a little more. Bring up here. And now don't take near as much of your shadow color as it does your highlight color. All right, now I'm gonna pick up just a little bit of white. And we'll come in here and I'm gonna clean this ledge up now. Just by pulling it down real light. Just like so. Just let that paint break. And just clean that little edge right up. Just like so. And if you want to, you come in here and give that a little shadow and make it look like a completely different part of the mountain. And we'll come out up here. We'll touch in a little bit right through here. Just to add just a tad bit of shadow. Not much. All right, then I'll pick up a little more. Then I'll come over on this side. Come in here and work our way down. Like so. Now, as the artist, or as the creator of this, you can make a decision right now if you want to come up here and pull that down, and I think I do, just from the way it's looking. I'm going to come up here and get me just a little bit more white. No, they're not angry yet. When they get angry, everybody knows it. And I'll pull this color down just a little, just like that. Let it break. Lorene Tipton. Hello, everyone. Kentucky here. Well, hello, Lorene. Welcome to Painting with Harold. We're glad to have you tonight. I can get just a little bit of color. I'll come back up here and just touch along this edge right here. Just a little. Just to add a little highlight right through there. Not much, just a little. Thank you. Good to be watching you. Well, I'm telling you, it's really good to have you. I really appreciate it. At any point during my painting, if you got a question, feel free to ask. And if I'm busy doing something and I miss your question, there's some excellent painters sitting in this room right now that will help you out. Or if not, you can ask it when I'm looking, and I'll try to answer it. But one way or the other, we'll get you an answer. Or you may be a pro and we don't know it. And we may need your help. And if that's the case and you are a pro and you see me doing something that you could help me with, let me know. Because I am definitely not a pro. Oh, no, not a pro for sure. Well, me either, Lorene. All I do is things that work for me. Oh, Bobby got chicken on the brain. Oh, I like that. KFC. That was funny. Oh, boy. I see one part up here I'm just not 100% happy with. And we'll get just a little bit of white. And we'll come up here. And I'm going to try to fix that spot right there. And this spot right here. I'm just not 100% happy with those spots. So I'll come back up here, pull a little paint over them like that, and I'll leave it alone right there. And I'll call the mountains done. Them kind of look good sitting there with that dark sky in the background. I don't know what y'all think, but and this little ridge here, I don't know about it. That protrusion coming out of it up there. I think I'm gonna go back and bring them back into the paint. I'm not 100% happy with the way them are hanging out up here. So I'm gonna kill that effect right quick. I think they look better if it was sitting down in the paint with the rest of them. About like so. Then I think all we need just a little bit of dark in here on this side. Just to kill some of this bland space we got out here. Thanks for the time and the great explaining you do. A good job, so beautiful. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. So if you've seen the time, that means you're a subscriber to the channel then. And I appreciate that. All right, I'm going to grab my 2-inch brush over here again. Now I'm going to come up here and I'm just going to tap along the bottom again, right up into the highlight just a little bit. Real light taps. I'm not tapping hard at all. It may look like I am, but I'm not. This is a very light tap. Very light. And all I'm doing is just tapping out the bottom to create a little bit of mist. And I'm not trying to destroy the bottom. I'm just going to diffuse it a little bit. And this will help with the next illusion we're going to have. Oh, wow. Thank you very much. 4 weeks. About like so. Well, if you ever have any questions, Lorene, and you want to contact me, you can look me up on Facebook. You can send messages to YouTube. I'm also on TikTok. Any way you need to contact me, feel free to. I'll help you anytime I can. If I'm awake. If you have any questions at all, don't hesitate to ask. Because that's why I do this. I do it to help as many people with it as I can. And I know what it's like to sit down at a canvas and not be able to get something done the way you want it. It's frustrating. And it takes the fun out of it. And if it's not no fun, you're not going to want to do it. Thank you, Paul. Appreciate that, man. Well, I got to pay attention to what I'm doing. I I just put blue paint all over my computer. Oh my God. My first time to talk though. Yeah, the last oh the last live I did was, I don't know, it's been a couple weeks ago, I think. It was it got pretty messed up. I was having trouble getting everything set up, and I don't know. All of this high tech stuff and us older people just don't seem to get along real green. It takes us longer to figure it out than it does these young ones. My granddaughter probably knows more about this stuff than I do, and she's 13. But that's okay. I know some things she don't know. So, all right. Tonight was supposed to be just a real easy beginner painting, and so far I haven't done anything that's real hard. So, if anybody not here live sees this during the stream, what I'm saying is for you. Feel free to contact me if you got any questions, because I'm trying my best not to make it hard. All right, all I'm gonna do right now is come over here and grab a little of the sap green on my fan brush. Then I'll come right over here into the mountain color. Same color we used up here, mountain mix. And I'm just gonna pick up both of these colors and mix them together right here on the brush. On the fan brush, just pulling it right through the paint. And all it is mountain mix and sap green. That's the only two colors I'm using. Harold is the best. Oh no, man, don't even say that. Bobby, don't put that on me, man. There's some guys out there that blow me away. All right, coming up here now, and I'm gonna do what I call my little tappy trees. I'm just gonna come up here, come across, and just tapping and pulling down. That's all I'm doing. And I wanna vary the heights. I want some short, some tall, and you want to keep them as close together as you can. Well, Bobby, I appreciate you proud of seeing it, man, but I don't think I'm nowhere close to the best. There is some there's some guys out there that blow me away. Now, one thing you want to watch that a lot of beginners will do when they're doing this is they'll come up here and they'll go to making these things and they'll put them in like that, and that's not what you want. You want to keep them as tightly together as you can, and then when you're tapping, just you can raise them up in places and drop back down in places. Just like so. I mean, I think I'm starting to develop a little lean in here. I still haven't got this paintness at an angle down yet. You just come back in here and then, after you load your brush up with some dark color, you come back over some of them that's kind of faded out and pull down over them. And it'll make it look like a few trees in front of these that's already up here. And just like that, it'll kind of give you that forest look, like there's just thousands of trees back here. Just like so. Just that easy. All right, I'm gonna try to straighten this end up a little bit. That's all you got to do. Now, I hope that didn't look too hard. As a matter of fact, I'll come up here and get some more of the same colors. Got to run. Got me a date with a lovely lady. Try y'all later. All right, Mick, thank you for stopping by. Have a good night, man. All right, I'm going to come over here. I'm going to just make this side a little wider is all. Just doing it the same way. Just like so. And we'll bring it down to kind of match the bottom across here. Just like so. All right, I'm going to hang on to this fan brush just a second here. And I'm going to grab my 2-inch brush again. And I'll come right up here at the bottom of these. Maybe up into them just a little. And I'm going to come up here and lightly start pulling them down, straight as you can. They need to be straight. They need to be straighter than what I just did. They need to be straight down. Just come in here and pull them straight down. Just like so. Just like that, all the way across. Just pull them straight down into the water. So easy. Just like that. I think them look crooked on the camera, but I don't think they are. I think it's because my palette's crooked. All right, now, there's a couple things you can do here. You can brush across them real light, or you can take your brush sideways and brush across them and give them kind of a disturbed look. But we won't do that since it's a beginner type paint. We're just going to come up here and we're just going to lightly, just real lightly rub across, just like so. Just real light. And that'll give you instant reflections in the water. Just like that. I'm going to grab just a little bit more of this color and try to pull this side down. Try to get it where it's more straight across here. I just ain't crazy about that. All right, now right here it looks like I made a pretty bad mistake. So I'm going to show y'all how to fix it. And that's the good thing about being live. When you make a boo-boo, you're either going to know how to fix it or something's going to go very, very wrong. Luckily, I know how to fix this. All right, first thing before I fix it, I'm going to come up here and I'm going to get me a little more white. And I'm going to bring it down here to the colors that was left that we had all mixed together. That had the blue and the blacks and all that in it. That we did for our shadows up here. And I'm just mixing this color down here and that white right down into it. And I'm going to bring it over here in a little pile. Pull it out as flat as I can get it. Get me a little roll of paint. And I'm going to come up here at the bottom. And I want to just take this paint. And I just want to make some motions across the bottom like this. Just like so. I want it to look like a little shoreline back here. Like there's all kind of little things happening back here. Just a little shoreline. About like so. And then under that shoreline, I'm going to take just clean white on my knife. And I'm going to come back up here and I'm going to add in a water line all the way across. Just like so. Now, to make that not look so straight up here on that, where we made this shoreline, come up here with your fan brush and just lightly come up here and tap across the top of it. Just push in and pull straight up just a little bit. And it'll give it the indication of little grassy areas back here along the shoreline. Because it'll blend with that green color back here. Just a little bit. So you just want to come through here and just barely push it in with that fan brush and let it bend up. That's all you want to do. And it'll just raise that. It'll just raise it right up and give it that just kind of a grassy feel across there. Then you can take the fan brush and put a little more just plain white on it. And you can come up here at the bottom of your water line now and just kind of rub across like so. Kind of smooth it out some. And you can even come in here and add you a couple little ripples with this fan brush. Just brush on a couple of ripples across there like so. And that'll give it that little water sheen that kind of makes it look like water. All right, now I'll pick that same fan brush up that we did this with. I'm going to come back over here and get me a little more sap green. Then I'm going to come in here and get me some of my midnight black. Come over and get me a little bit of the blue. And then my mountain color. And I want to mix all these colors together. I want them good and dark. I want these colors dark. And then I'm loading that fan brush up. Now I'm going to come right up here into my mountain. And I'm going to come right down. And now you'll see why I wanted it dark. That way it stands up in front of these other trees. All right, about like so. Then I'm going to come up here and just start ever so lightly Just touching from the middle out. From the middle out. That's all I'm doing. From the middle out. And just dropping down a little bit. From the middle out. To create these little evergreen trees. And then when you get down toward the bottom, you can kind of push them out a little harder, like so. Then I'll load my brush up again. Come right up here beside this one, maybe just a little taller. Come right down into it like so. And then do the same thing here. Just touch, touch, and then start. And then the further you get down, you just push them out a little further. Just like so. Then we'll load the brush up one more time. We'll come up here. And we'll give us another one. All right. Just touch. Touch. And then just start working it down from the center out. About like so. All right, I'll tell you what we'll do while we're over here this close. I'm going to pick up my little knife now. And I'm going to grab just a little bit of my dark sienna. And I'm going to bring it right down here to this color we was using. This white with all these blues in it. Just kind of tone it down a little bit. Won't take much. All right, then I'll pick up that little roll. And come right up here. And give myself a little indication of a trunk. Just like so. All right, I'm going to wash that brush right quick. All right, if anybody's got any questions, just ask. All right, we'll get a little thinner on my fan brush. I'm going to come right up here into my yellow. Get a little yellow on it. Then I'm going to come up here into my green and touch just a little of the green and bring it down. Because I don't want this to be real bright yellow. I want it to have a little green in it because these are evergreens. So we want them. All right. I think our sun's coming from this direction with all that highlight we got on the mountains. So we basically want to keep our highlights to this side over here. So we'll just come in here and just kind of touch. Now, as you do this, it's gonna start picking up that dark color. So you can try turning your brush around, and if that don't work, come back down here and get you a little more color. And just come back up. You just don't want to get too much color because If you do, you're going to be too light down here at the bottom. And you don't want to be real light down here at the bottom. So one thing you can do is lighten up on the pressure a little bit. About like so. Then get you another little drop of thinner. And that's all it takes is about a drop. It don't ever take much thinner for this. Because all you're thinning down is the paint you're using right now. You're not thinning down the whole pile. All right, I'll come right back up here now and touch here and here. Just to get a little highlight. All right, come over here and touch the top of this one. Just like so. Then we'll come down this side. And just put us a little highlight. It don't take much highlight color. You just want to be able to see it so you can sell the illusion that these are evergreen trees. So you don't have to come up here and turn the whole tree light green. Just here and there, just ever so lightly. Just make sure you go over your trunk a couple places. That'll make it look like limbs are facing you, like they're pointed out towards you. About like so. That should be all we need on those. All right, I'm fixing that to refresh my Pepsi here for a second. And just to show y'all, it is Pepsi. There it is, right there. I ain't got no Jack Daniels or nothing in it. So if I get to saying the wrong thing, it's just because I'm having trouble talking. Not because I'm intoxicated. All right. Now I'm going to pick me up a 1-inch brush. Just a clean, dry 1-inch brush. And I'm going to come right up here into that same sap green I was using earlier. Come right over into the black. Right into the mountain mix. And just mix all these colors together. Just want a good dark color again. Tap the brush straight down into it. That's all I'm doing. And what that'll do is it'll open the bristles up. And by tapping straight down into it, it pushes that paint up into the bristles, which is what we want right now. All right, I'm going to come right up here into this real pretty spot. That is a beautiful spot right there. That turned out so pretty. I'm going to come right in here and I'm going to start giving myself a little indication of the tree shape here. About like so. Hello, wife. Glad you could join us. You just missed me. He said he had a hot date. We have a new person with us tonight named Lorraine, who's been watching for 4 weeks. And thankfully, you've had me on the TV. Well, how did it look on the TV? All right, we'll come over here now and get a little of the Van Dyke Brown, a little of the dark sienna, Bring that over into this color. Get it good and darker. I'll stop that tree about right here. Then I'm going to come down and just give myself the indication of a few bushes across here. That's all I'm doing is just tapping the screen. I mean the canvas. That's all I'm doing. I brought that tree shape down and I stopped it and I come through here and I'm just tapping. That's all I'm doing. And that is it, just tapping. And I'm going to tap all the way to the bottom of the canvas across here. Just like so. Not so good. Mountains look fake. What's wrong with the mountain? Oh, laughy faces. Ha ha ha. You need to get somewhere. What was doing good? You come in here. Now you're going to make me nervous. All right, I'm going to come up over here with a little taller one in here. And then we'll just kind of stop it right there for now. I was somewhere doing dishes. Oh, okay. Well, in that case, I'm going to leave you alone. All right, I'm going to come up here and still a little blue. Come right back into the same colors. All my darks. Mix them together right here on the brush. All right, now this time I'll start right here. And I'll bring this over. Like so. Oh, I might have to go up a little taller with that one, I think. And I don't want to. I shouldn't have to. I'll just stay right in here. Then I'll bring this out like this. Yeah, there we go. Just load the brush up again with these dark colors. Just coming in here tapping is all I'm doing. It's just a straight tap and pull off. I'm not letting the brush slide either way. Just tapping and pulling right back off. Thank you, Lorene. Okay. About like that's all we need to do. And all I did was just fill this in with a good dark color. That's all I'm doing. That's all I did. Just filled it in. Now I'm going to take me a paper towel. Then I'm going to knock as much of this paint out of this brush as I can. That way when we put it in the thinner, it don't make our thinner too nasty. It's going to get nasty, but maybe it won't get bad if we knock a lot of this paint out. Sometimes you have to grab it and pull the paint out. That's how much paint you put in these things sometimes. Just have to squeeze the paint out of the bristles. All right, now I'm going to grab my script liner brush. Get it loaded with thinner. Come right up here into these dark colors. and just thin that paint down, get it good and loose. About the consistency of ink. Then I'm going to come right up here, give myself the indication of a trunk. Then we'll pull off some branches, about like so. About like that. All right, over here, I think I'll bring up a trunk there, and I'll bring up another one here. And we'll just make this look like two trees over there. About like that. About like that. Give ourselves a couple branches through here. Maybe another little trunk there and there. We'll just make that look like a little mini forest over there if we have to. Then I'll come in here with just a few little random trunks. And they don't have to be straight. They can be crooked and whatever. Most of them probably won't even be seen, to tell you the truth. Most of them will probably be hid. Probably about like those branches up there. Most of them probably won't even be seen, but we got to practice of putting them in. And the ones that are seen, well, they'll just add to our paint. All right. Now I'm going to grab my oval brush, and I'll come over here and get a little thinner on it. I'll come right up here to my yellow. And I already got just a tad bit of green in my yellow, but I don't think it's enough to hurt nothing. And I'll pull me some paint down and tap it right into my brush. Just tap it straight down into it. Wonder why that is. On the TV, I'm already finished with I am finished with the branches. Oh, okay. Are you Oh, yeah, you got to be watching it on the computer. Or you could be talking. Okay. All right. I'm going to come up here now. And I'm going to start highlighting oh, you're on your phone. Okay. Start highlighting my tree. And this is just a very light touch and then pull right back off. That's all it is. Very light touch and then lift it right back off. Just keep your brush loaded and be careful not to kill all the dark. Y'all knew I was going to say that sooner or later, didn't you? You don't want to kill all that dark color. If you kill all your dark color, it's just going to look flat. It's not going to have any depth to it at all. Just like so. That's all I'm doing. And yeah, I'm coming over on top of that pine a little bit, and it don't matter at this point. Plus, I'm watching MK on TikTok. Oh, Coon's painting on TikTok tonight? Have you ever tried painting the background wood? Like the one? Yeah, I have. I've done that one before, Rod. It's been a while since I did it, but that's an amazing effect that thinner has on that paint when you do that. But it is a fun paint to do. I'll say that. All right, I'm gonna come right over here now. Get me a little more thinner. And come right into my Indian yellow and my yellow ochre. And just mix these colors right here on the brush. Yeah, it's not a real hard paint to do. Dylan Lordich, he's in some of the Facebook groups. He painted it here a while back, or a couple weeks ago, something like that. He did a real good job on it, which he changed it up some, which I'm kind of glad. You know, anybody that does Bob's paintings, I'm glad they change them up, make them their own, because that's one of the things he always said. Don't copy what I do. Make it your own. Yours look good. I like the way it looked. All right, then I'll come right over here with this. Got a little more Indian yellow in it, but it still matches this other color pretty good. So I'm gonna bring a little bit more green down here now. It turned out real well. I liked it. I thought it was real pretty. All right, just a little darker color here. So I'll bring that right up here in between. It didn't show up. Get a little more green. There we go. That's enough. I'll come up here and grab a little of this crimson. I'll bring it down here into the yellow ochre. That gives you a real pretty peach color. And I'll drop down a little bit. A little dark under that. Get myself another little bush right there. All right, well, I got this color going. I'll come over here. And make this little tree. Not like so. I'm going to get a little more of that same color. And I'll come over here on these. Give myself another one. Not like so. All right, now I'm going to come back over here into the cad yellow. And this is probably going to go a little to the orange side, maybe, if we're lucky. But if not, maybe it'll give us enough color change we can get away with it. We'll come right here, like so, on that little bush. And while we got this color, we'll come over here I'm going to give us another one right there. And we'll come over here. Well, let's come over here beside this red. And we'll put this one right here. About like so. You know, that is a good idea, Rod. Me and her could set up 2 canvases, and I could do a video with a first-time painter, and that first-time painter being my wife. That is a real good idea, Rod. I'm glad you came up with that idea. All right, now I'm going to go up here and get me a little of this white and a little Indian yellow. Mix these colors on the brush. And with this white and Indian yellow, it'll give you a real bright sunshine looking color. And we'll come right here and we'll give ourselves a little brighter color right there. And right here. About like so. I'm going to sneak over here and get just a little bit of this red. Just a little bit. I'm going to bring it into the same color we were just using. I'm going to sneak in here. Put a little firecracker in there like that. A little bit of the ochre. And just mix all these colors right here together on this brush. I thought that was Mr. Kitty. So that's Poppy. Mr. Kitty's the one that died? I thought Poppy died. I think that's Mr. Kitty. All right, now I'm going to come over here with this color that we just made. And I'm going to start highlighting the big tree. Just like so. Just want to be careful not to kill all the dark. Just like so. Leave some of that dark showing through there. Just like so. And if you go running out of paint, just come over and pick you up a little more. And just keep your tree shape up here. And then when I get about right there, I'm going to leave some of these trunks showing right there. Up top this time. Make them look like they're coming down into the forest. Then I'll come in here and add some ochre to this same color. Darken it up a little bit. I'll come back in here and add me a few little bushes along the bottom. Just want to make sure to leave plenty of dark in here. You gotta have that dark. That dark's where our depth's at. I'm gonna grab us a little more red. Bring it over here. Pops in a little firecracker or two. Then we'll come back into the okra. Thank you, Bobby. And we'll just come over here and finish it out like so. And about like that is about as beginner as a paint can get. Now, one thing you can do over here where we had that white and yellow mixed together, they had that little bit of red in it. You can take your knife and run through it, just on the edge. And some of these down here, you can just come in here and give yourself the indication of some trunks through here. You know, in a couple places. You don't have to do it everywhere. Just give yourself a couple trunks. Now, like right there where I kind of made that boo-boo, you pick you up a 1-inch brush, come back into this color, and just tap it on, and come right up here and fix it, just like that. Just like so. Just that easy. Then you can come over here. Well, I tell you one thing we will do in this painting. We'll come up here into our Van Dyke Brown. Let me get a little more thinner on this script liner. We'll come up here in this Van Dyke Brown and this dark sienna. And we'll come right over here and we'll come out with us a little just a little dead tree right here. About like so. Then we'll come down here and get just a little bit of this yellow and white, the sunshine color. And we'll come back over here along the trunk and we'll give it just a little bit of highlight across there. Just a little bit. Don't take much. I like so. Just a little bit. Then we'll clean that script liner out. Bring it over here now, getting this bright red. And we'll come right up here. And we'll put a mark on it. And just like that, we have us a complete painting. And it's a paint that I feel like any beginner could do. Should have probably scratched in some sticks and twigs, but I didn't. If you want to, you can. All you got to do is take your palette knife, come up there and scratch in a few in your dark areas. Thank you, Bobby. I appreciate that. Now, we don't have a lot of people in here. Lorraine, you still with us? Rod, if I can talk her into it, I've got a table that I'll clean off just to set two pallets side by side, and I'll figure out a way to get both canvases on screen. I promise you. You know that may go viral. A husband teaching his wife to paint for the first time. All right, I'm gonna pick this side up just a little where y'all can see what it looks like straight on. Not like that. There we go. Well, that's what the finished painting looks like anyway. I guess we lost Lorraine. I was going to see if she had any questions. I know Bobby and Rod don't have any questions. Well, thank you, Bobby. I appreciate that. I try to. I am tangled all up in wires down here. My chair's wrapped all up in the wires. I don't know how that happened. Good grief. Harold, how long did it take for your paintings to dry? Cool. In the room I'm using right now, Bobby, in about 4 days, they dry enough to ship most of the time. Actually dry all the way through and what I consider cured, probably a couple months, I would think. Because this paint is it's real thick. Now the earth colors, they dry quicker, like your browns and your alizarans, all of those earth tones, they dry quicker. The white and the blue, that white, I've left white on my canvas for 4 or 5 days and come back and it'd be just as good as it was when I left it. So and what Rod said, it depends on how thick you layer it up. It took me a little while to figure out that you don't start out painting with a real thick paint, with a real heavy layer of paint, I guess I should say. The paint's thick anyway. But you don't want to put a lot on that first coat. You want to, since you already got that liquid white on, you kind of want to start out real thin and build up as you go. The type of paint matters. Yeah. Like if you get a cheaper paint that don't have the right oil blend and all in it, I'm sure that paint will dry out quick. The one that mixes with water. I've never used it. But now I have been hearing a lot of good things about it. All right, Rod, looking forward to it. Nick's supposed to let me know in a little while what time. I'll try my best to get something posted on TikTok and let everybody know what time. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. If he don't come in there with no desert mist, I ain't into that desert painting. I ain't never seen a desert in my life. You have a good night, Rod. All right, who all do we have in here? I know my wife's still here. Bobby's still here. It's saying 5 people. Who would the other 3 be? Well, Rod. He ain't left yet. There went Rod. Okay. So we got 2 more. Yeah, that's what I say. I knew you and my wife were still here. Well, now it says 3. Okay, we're losing people quick as just losing one right after the other. Not a big crowd of people on YouTube, I'll say that. All right, well, this has been almost 2 hours, and I know the video will end up having to go, it'll go streaming. Maybe some folks will watch it while it's streaming or while it's posted. Bobby, thank you for being here, man. I appreciate your support. I really do. Hopefully one of these days I can catch one of your lives or something. You have a good night, brother. I'm supposed to start cleaning up this mess because I got a good mess to clean up before tomorrow. Oh, yeah. Did you know about tomorrow? If you're still here? Me and Mick's doing a live paint side by side. I appreciate that. I'll have it posted on my TikTok what time we're going to do it. I think that'll be fun. All right. Well, I will. I'll let you know what time we're going to get started on it. He's supposed to let me know tonight. So, yeah, it's on TikTok. Good night, brother. We'll see you. All right. So I'm going to say that just about concludes tonight. I want to say thank you to everybody that was here. And thanks for all the subscribers. The channel is up to 740, I think, right now. And I'm so thankful for that. Don't forget, at 800, I'm doing the $80 giveaway. And at 900, I'm doing the $90 giveaway. And when we hit 1,000, I'm doing a $100 giveaway. And I'm doing the master set, the Bob Ross master set of paint. So keep that in mind. Like, share, and comment, and subscribe. That's all I'm asking. And I'll keep on painting. I love you guys. God loves you more. Y'all have a blessed night. See you next time right here on Painting with Harold.